I'm gonna start. What made you write this piece?
Well, I was working on a project with Iron Age Theater called the Howard's End Project, People's History, and it's a collaboration. It's like a collection of revolutionary monologues from different revolutionaries throughout history. And Hampton was one of the monologues that I would always come in to perform. So John Doyle, who's in the back,
Director John Doyle.
I'm a part of Iron Age Theater, and we sat down, we talked, and we were like, in this day and time, a message like Fred is really needed, and we should do a one-man show about that. We have a lot of one-person pieces in Iron Age right now, like Marks to like Emma to a lot of different other pieces, and we didn't have an African American piece in there, and Fred just really spoke to me, spoke to John, and it really talks about his philosophy really fits with our mission.
And how long did this piece take you to write?
It's like a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, it's been a while, 3. A long time. And it's still like transforming.
Yeah, because it's changed from when I saw it. I saw this show at the Philadelphia Fringe in 2016, which is when I said, ooh. So, I mean, but yeah.
What kind of things drive it forward as it changes?
Well, like more research, understanding like what the audience is like taking in, what's sticking, what's landing, streamlining a lot of stuff, just trying to make it breathe a little bit more, and like, you know, and it always changes because the time is always changing also. So it's always, he has so many messages for us to like dig into that's very applicable to like this time. So it's like, you know, as the time changed, the piece changed.
Yeah, so if you wanted to learn more about Fred, what would you recommend reading?
Well, I could recommend you could read actually,
The one.
yeah, The Panther Speaks. It's a yellow book. It's totally dope. It has like, it's the manifesto of the Black Panthers. So it has everything in it. The 10-point system, different speeches from everybody, from the women to the men, articles from the Black Panther paper. It has everything in it. And then there's like documentaries you can watch also. They did a documentary about the Black Panthers. There's a documentary called The Assassination of Fred Hampton. Check out. I think they're doing a movie about Fred Hampton in about 2 years from now. So
There's a lot of
So
information.
Fred really went from a more sort of the Martin Luther King approach to engaging more sort of radical violence.
Well, Fred, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last line.
I was just saying that Fred seemed to move from the Martin Luther King approach and then into more of a radical violence.
Well, Fred wasn't radical violent. Like, don't
That's
get confused. None of the Panthers was like violent, radical violence. They were more about defense. So they weren't reactionaries. And like, they didn't believe in like rights, just like Bobby talked about yesterday. They didn't believe in rights and stuff like that, but they did believe in protecting their body. And they did believe in protecting their people and policing the police. And like, that will come off as like, oh my God, these black men with guns are so violent, but they were exercising their rights at that time. So it's like, if you have somebody that's a threat to your community coming in your community, and just because they have on a uniform, it doesn't give them the right to leave black bodies bloody in the community. So they were defending against that. But the thing about Fred is that he loved Martin Luther King, and he loved Malcolm X. So it wasn't like he just threw away the lessons of Martin Luther King. It was like if Martin Luther King and Malcolm X got together, that formed Fred Hampton. So you know, he had a lot of empathy, he had a lot of understanding about unification of the masses, like unification of like white, black, Asian, everybody unifying. And I think he most likely took that from him.
Are you thinking of your next project, and where do you think you'll go?
Well, I'm always writing. So we're always working on stuff, and
And you're in the Colored Museum.
I'm in the color.
Which I talked about next weekend.
Yeah. So that comes up next weekend at the African American Museum in Philadelphia, and then I'm doing a little bit of Shakespeare at the Curio Theater out in West Philly, as much as tell. So I'm always like working or trying to create stuff, always at the laptop. So we'll see what we can probably bring up in.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bring it
down
on.
Philly or whatever.
And this is going to start touring after this particular
Oh yeah, it's
run.
gonna start touring that also after this. So it's gonna be
Where are you going on tour?
you want to set that up?
You tell us.
You tell us.
You tell us. Yeah. Oh, in the back.
How was it performing yesterday in front of the Black Panther?
Oh, it
Oh,
was,
Bobby Seale?
it was
Yes,
amazing.
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, when the show was over and I looked down, because he was sitting right there next to his wife, and like, Bobby, man, his face was just like, I'm like, is he digging the show? Like, and then he looked at me and was just like, yeah, that was dope. So, like, I almost cried when he just like reached up and just shook my hand. It was like, it showed a lot of love. It was like, yeah, like, cause like to be in front of the person who just like started it all was just like moving, and like his energy was just so good in the room, and like everybody energy, your energy was good in the room tonight too. Everybody, but the energy, it was just like, it was like crazy. So yeah,
It's a very kind man.
Yeah, he
And
is.
it just,
spills out.
yeah, his spirit is just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you want to hug him. Like, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah,
So,
in the room when he's on.
Yeah, I knew he was here. I didn't want to know.
we tried to
but-
not let him know, and we failed. So, and then he came, I have to tell you, he came in and he sat in the front row, and I was like, okay, I guess this is, Rich is gonna know. Like, I was just like, all right. But yeah, it was a really beautiful day, yeah.
Did you by any chance record videotape?
We weren't allowed,
Oh, really?
of Bobby speaking.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed, but we have a ton of pictures, and a lot of anecdotes from when he was here, but we did not record it. And yeah, did you raise your hand? Yeah.
Yeah, do you show this, I'm sorry about that, do you show this play all year long, or is it generally during Black History Month?
Well, this is the first time we're showing it, and we only did it yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and that's it. Who knows, maybe we'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Who knows? This is the first time we're doing it. This is part of a solo flight series that we do at Passage, where we bring in one-person shows, generally during the month of February. But yeah, this is our first time bringing this here because, yeah, we just saw it. It's actually kind of new, so.
Yeah, really nice.
How new is this play?
When was
Well,
the first time did you do it in 2006 for the first
I
time?
think so. We did it in 2016, right?
We did 3 readings in early 2016, and then at the Fringe Festival in 2016,
Yeah.
and then on his death date in 2016.
Yeah, we did
Oh, so this is only the third.
This is only really the third full
Pittsburgh.
performance, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And we did the Pittsburgh run last year,
So
yeah.
it's fairly new. As like.
So when did you write it?
Huh?
When did you write it?
Well, I wrote it like 3 years ago. Well, it's been 3 years in the making, right?
So you know what's happened to Fred Hampton's son?
Yeah, I talked to Fred Hampton's son last year, and I mean he's still in the cause in his own way. It's a little bit different from his father right now. I mean he's dealing with a lot of stuff, being like a son of a revolutionary, and your father was like assassinated by the FBI. That could cause a lot of trauma. So he's dealing with a lot of stuff, but he's dealing with this struggle on his own terms. Right?
He's in Chicago.
He's in Chicago still.
Yeah, and Deborah Johnson
And
is
Deborah Johnson.
still alive as well.
So, Yeah, so he's still around. Yeah, to an extent. He calls himself the chairman. He's the chairman out there. It's like, yo, this is the chairman talking to you, Chris. Well, okay.
Anybody else? Anything?
Where are there other places you're gonna be, performing? But this,
Yeah, hopefully we'll like I said, we're gonna put it on tour. So hopefully we'll try to get it up and like put it up in colleges or other different areas and stuff. We was just out in Bethlehem. It was just out in Bethlehem like last weekend. Or the weekend before that.
Yeah.
No, last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. I get so like and then just resting.
I thought there was, somebody was, yeah.
How long did it take you to write this play?
Oh, like
The writing took, well, you're still writing.
I'm still writing. Yeah, but the writing.
Is there another part to it? Is there another part?
Is there another part to it?
Yes.
No, not right now.
Not
No, this is it. Yeah, one more.
Out of your play, there's a lot of peaks. So which peak would you capture that you would feel, during this process of going through, learning everything about the piece? Then you say, aha moment. Like, what was your aha moment in the piece?
That's a good question. I'm always having aha moments in this script because I was just telling John the other day, it's like I'm always discovering some new stuff about the script. And some of the aha moments to me was like realizing like how much radical love is really in this piece, right? Like you point out like radical violence, right? But it's more so radical love. Because there's a love he has for Deborah Johnson, a love he has for his son, a love he has for like all the children, like little black children and stuff, just children period. And like I find like little pieces and little peaks of like sadness in there also, because like this is a man who's like fighting for these young children to have all these benefits. Like the Breakfast Children program helped put like all these other programs in these public school systems right now, where kids are getting like, getting a meal in
The
school.
free lunch program.
The free lunch program.
Grew out of the breakfast.
Throughout the breakfast program. Whereas this man didn't even live to see his son. So right, he sacrifices himself for all the other kids, and he just had a love for the children. And it's like when you watch like different videos of him talking about kids and education, like you just see the love coming from out of him. So like every time, I read the script over and over, I try to find like points where it's like he's talking about the love that he has for the people and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such an intense play. So, watching it, I could feel a lot of emotion. And I don't know how long it was, but it was over an hour. I'm wondering how you prepared for this kind of performance. There's many different characters, many highs and lows, a lot of music, but how do you get the energy and the passion to pull this off?
My prep work before I go on stage. Well, downstairs listening to Bob. Reading my script. Working my mouth, working my jaw. Sometimes if I feel like I'm a little bit tired, I do jumping jacks, push-ups. Listen to Tupac.
Yeah, he had 2 performances of this yesterday. So there was a student matinee at 11, and then he went back on at 7:30, and I was like, all right. I mean, that was a lot. I feel like.
When you drank the water, was that part of the whole process, or did you actually need the water?
Oh, I need some water sometimes.
Yeah.
I was really interested in the relationship that you showed between Fred Hammond and Jeff Ford. Was it ever reconciled? Because I actually remember being a little girl in inner city Chicago when there were actually shootouts. And looking out and seeing being told to keep my head down. Was there any reconciliation?
You know what's so dope that you just asked that question? Like, I wasn't sure about that, right? And then Chairman Bobby Sill came yesterday and he said that it was actually reconciled. Like Fred Hampton went out there about 2 or 3 times And then finally, Jeff Ford actually came into the coalition. So that's something that I'm like I said, the script is always changing. So that's something that that I'm gonna probably talk about. And
He said he got sent to jail.
yeah, he said he got sent to jail because he wasn't murdered for him. Because the FBI set it up for them to like bump heads. So that's what that whole first meeting was about. Like Fred Hampton was going out there to talk to him about these rumors that was going on that, you know, that he thought that he wanted to kill him and he should start bringing him to the fold and stuff like that. And so like that first meeting didn't go all that well. But after a while, they did reconcile. Yeah.
What do you think Fred Hampton would be doing today if he was still with us?
He'd be out here in the streets probably, protesting, probably setting up some more. Well, actually, when I think about it, he probably would be how old today?
So wait, what year?
I can't hear you. 71.
71?
Probably 71. He probably would be like a independent Green Party politician, or he probably would be having some type of foundation, because he really he loved Bobby Seale, and he loved Huey Newton. So I know from what Bobby was saying yesterday that his idea about the Black Panther Party was to like get black people more so in like political positions and stuff, but a lot of ideas, basically, so a lot of ideas came into the Black Panther Party. So Fred probably would have been more so like a real socialist candidate, or like on some type of board, or in Chicago, rebuilding or fixing, or he would still be involved. I'll just say that much.
We learned just from like doing this play that a lot of people that were in the Black Panthers that either reached out to us or whatever are now either teaching at universities or somewhere in government.
And Bobby
That's
Rush,
what we learned.
yeah, Bobby Rush is mayor. Or
Yeah, something like that. But that's where a lot of them ended up. We were like, oh, and then like a lot of people, former Black Panthers, reached out to us when we were doing the show. They're like, oh yeah, I'm teaching at Columbia, or I'm teaching at whatever. And we were like, oh, cool. So, Jamal Joseph actually is one of the people who reached out to us. He's he was one of the youngest Black Panthers at the time. Bobby apparently knew him well, and he's now teaching at Columbia. Yeah,
How was it performing in front of the students? The student matinee, did they get something out of it?
Let me tell them. So I have to preface this by, we had a class, like 50, 60 kids from Foundation Academy, and I came up and I did that little curtain speech, which I did for all of you guys. I go, okay, how many of you have heard of the Black Panthers? 3 of them raised their hand. And for a quick second, I was like, nope. I was just like, well, you're gonna learn. I didn't know what else to say. And then, you had,
yeah, it felt like almost like a class, just about like the energy was kind of like, what's going, okay, all right.
But they were vocal.
Yeah. And then like afterwards, the questions were pretty intriguing. Like, I just want to make sure we weren't getting the Marvel Black Panther, like confused because one time it's like.
Oh well, yeah. We were like, what do you? And they're like, we've seen the movie The Black Panther. We're like, no. We had to clear that up.
And then,
we did.
And then they talked about like some information they got from like Instagram and stuff. So it really enlightens me to like what I guess we should know the same, but like the idea of revolution is like, and when you put information out has changed. So you go to Instagram now and you see like a meme or a picture of like a revolutionary next to a chicken. I still don't know what it means.
Yeah, one of them said that he went on Instagram. It was an interesting thing. And he saw a Black Panther symbol of something next to a white chicken, and he was trying to figure out what it was. And we were like, okay, like it's interesting. The concept of revolution has really gone to social media in a lot of ways. And I don't know, I know when Bobby Seale, his wife, and him were talking about the thing that was so special to them about the Black Panther Party was that everyone had something to do.
Yeah.
It was an activity. You were feeding children, you were giving shots to people at the clinic, you were going door to door. It wasn't like you did a march, you went home and you sat.
Yeah.
There were activities within the community, and that is why, for them, it was such a special movement. So when we were asking, I think one of the things that we asked the kids that was so interesting is I said, what about this play relates to you today? And they were all shaking their heads and saying a lot. And I said, you know, is there anything you relate to? And a kid said, if anything, I think it's worse. And we went,
But
okay.
times are worse.
The times are worse. So they got it. With all of our educational shows come study guides that the teachers can give them with lots of information and interviews and stuff. So, and glossaries. And so the teachers, like, we will take this and do some work when we get back.
And another thing they said that was interesting was like how it seems like the problem is so big, so where it is.
Yeah, a teacher, there was the teacher raised her hand because there was some grumbling. And she said a lot of them feel like the problem is so big they don't know where to start.
Yeah, so it's like to kind of like telling them like start in your own small way.
Your own community.
Yeah, your own community, your own school and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool to talk to them.
All right, last question.
Do you think is the revolutionary part, is the revolution over now since Hampton died, or what happened to it? Is it there's something going on?
Well, the Black Panthers was.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
happened
well,
to
this
the
is
Black
revolutionary right here. This is revolution.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
hope.
Yeah, but the Black Panthers right now they're not together anymore. But you have like all different like revolutions that pops up. You know, like I said, revolution is basically kind of changed now, right? And I think technology can be used for good.
It can.
Like you have like the uprising that happened over in Egypt. You have like, you know, different people that get involved like from Occupy, from like Black Lives Matter. So it still continues and it still goes. It may just been reshaped and formed in a different way.
It's evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved. And you know, I still think some of the old revolutionary ways should still like apply, like getting out there and doing something and setting up stuff and like being with your comrades and stuff like that. But the revolution it's still out there. You gotta believe it. It's
In the music too, there's a lot of rap, a lot of personal.
Yeah.
It's still out there.
Yeah, even through hip hop.
Well, there's a song, it's a Pledge of Allegiance. What is it? It's one of the main sort of songs about, there are two artists that have sung, these amazing songs based on, this land is your land, this land is my land. Have you heard those?
John Baez.
No. They're contemporaries.
Oh.
A woman and then this like another amazing contemporary rap artist. It created his own song influenced by her. These are young,
Okay.
you know,
So it's still
contemporary. I'll have to find out.
Oh,
Send it our way, that's awesome.
Really cool. Really awesome. So music is also a way of like a revolution.
Yeah.
Really,
Keep the arts. Keep the arts out there.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was great.